Much better. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our Friday night edition of our ILCA 5-day challenge. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I will be your humble hostess for this evening. Now, there is something that I always like to say, and that is we totally understand that there is so many different things that you could be doing with your time. In fact, the nighttime is the right time for family and for preparation of the next day. And the fact that you guys decided to come on out and hear what we have to say, of course, it makes us so very happy. So again, thank you guys so very much for being here. Now, as you can see, yes, I'm in a good mood, but those of you that have been on our challenges before, you guys all know that today is very bittersweet for me, only because we have our Monday night recap, but then we don't come together again until the end of the month of next month. So I miss you guys. But we still have a wonderful, wonderful lesson and session planned for you this evening. And those of you who are on our Zoom side, if you want to still be able to spend time with us every day outside of the 5-day challenge, I'll be more than happy to put the links for you guys to join our gold membership or our diamond membership. Okay, I see you guys coming on in on our Zoom side. Hello, everyone. Thank you guys so very much for being here. It is always good to see your faces. Now, as you guys are coming on in, please do me a favor. Type your name and where you are from in the chat box. That way I get a chance to tell everybody who is here on our call. And if you have the opportunity, please turn on your cameras. One of the best parts about being on a Zoom call like this is that we get a chance to see all your faces and those wonderful smiles. So I'm going to go ahead and start saying hello to everybody. Of course, first up is Mr. CJ, the right choice for me. Hello, sir. Thank you so very much for being here and for being a part of our community. It's always good to see you. I see we have my good friend, Mr. Nathan Hansberger is here. Hi, Nathan. How are you? Thank you so very much for being here. Nathan is coming on in from Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you so much for being a part of our community, sir. I see my good friend Elton is here with us as well. Hi, Elton. Thank you so very much for being here, sir. It is always good to see you. I see Elton is coming on in from Massachusetts, and Mr. CJ is here with us from Mesa, Arizona. I see the lovely Miss Demetrius Turner is here with us this evening. Hi, Demetrius. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you so very much for being here. It is so good to see you. There is the beautiful Miss Rita Burchard coming on in from San Diego, California. She says, hello, beautiful people. Miss Rita, thank you so very much for being here and for being a part of our community. I see my good friend, the lovely Miss Tammy Gully is here. Hi, Tammy. How are you, sweetheart? She is coming on in from Tampa, Florida. Thank you so very much for being here. I see Mr. Fetty Sherman is here with us this evening. Hi, Fetty. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for being here. And of course, the beautiful Miss Doreen Buckner is coming on in from Anguilla. Now, as more people come on in, I do want to take some time to say thank you and give a big shout out to all of our panelists this week. Like I said yesterday, I don't know about you, but every 5-day challenge that we have, I get a notebook ready and at least half of it is full. And this is for free. So it is very, very important that we say thank you to those men that showed up. I am talking about Mr. Herschel Crow, the Professor Oscar Sistrunk, and Mr. Prelvis Lofties. Now I see some more of our friends coming on in. Hello, Janelle. Janelle is here all the way from Colorado. Thank you so very much for being a part of our community. Okay, everyone, we are at the top of the hour, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, thank you all so very much for joining us on our Friday night edition of the ILCA 5-Day Challenge. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I'm your humble hostess for this evening. It is my honor and my pleasure to introduce you all to a man that for over 25 years dominated the direct sales industry. His cryptocurrency education is being used by companies and universities worldwide. Now, for over 6 years, he dedicated his life to learning about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, but he didn't just stop there. He decided to go out, share his information with the masses, and he did this by putting on fun and exciting Bitcoin boot camps nationwide at no cost. He has built thriving communities and wonderful platforms like you see before you now. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you all to Mr. Brandon Ivey.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you, Miss Casa, for that introduction, and welcome everybody to our Friday, the last day, the fifth day of the 5-day challenge. So as Miss Casa was thanking everybody, I want to thank her as well for taking time out of her schedule and her family being here to host this every night, being our special trainer last night, showing you guys the special goods we have coming for our community. Now you're going to be seeing more and more. We'll go over that again on Sunday night. And thank to all of you who have put up with us all week. You've been here from Monday to now, which means you have some value in what we're showing you. I hope we are giving you enough information that you do find valuable that you can put into practice. And today is the most difficult day. Not only is it Friday, it's Friday evening, and we're asking you to sit with us for about an hour or so to learn about what the next step is, and that is what people want the most. Now that I'm hearing about this Bitcoin and crypto stuff, how can I make some money? That's what everybody wants to know. That's why I got into crypto. I wanted to get into crypto to see, is there a way that I can earn passive income or let my money work for me, or is there any investments that I could do? How can I make money in this space? If this is the fourth industrial revolution, or what I figured out, the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind, then where do I get started? How can I be positioned to take advantage of this? And that's the most difficult part for someone who's brand new. And it could be even a little bit scary. When I say that blockchain technology is going to disrupt every single industry, I mean that. But that also can be a light bulb for you. That means that you actually don't have to learn a brand new trade or skill set outside of learning how to adapt what you're already doing into the blockchain space. What I mean by that is, what is your current talent right now? What are you currently doing to make money? What is your specialty? What is your skill set? All you have to do is figure out how to do what you're already doing now and incorporate it with the blockchain. Think about the internet in the 90s. 99% of businesses by 1997 did not have an internet presence. They didn't have a website. They didn't have a social media campaign or any of that. Today, 100% of businesses have a website. Even the Girl Scouts, even the little kids with the lemonade stand might have a QR code to pay because they don't want to accept that you don't have no money on you as you're walking your dog. Just go ahead. We got the QR code. You can pay with your phone. Kids aren't stupid. They know how to get that money. So every single one of you has a skill that will be needed in the blockchain. We just finished last month our course when it came to artificial intelligence. And a lot of people are scared because artificial intelligence is going to replace 40% of all service-based jobs within the next 7 to 10 years. Some say sooner. But that's not to be scared about. Here's the deal. AI is not replacing your jobs or replacing humans. It's humans using AI technology that's going to replace humans not using it. Humans using blockchain technology is going to replace humans not using it. This is Blockbuster or Netflix, and you have the opportunity to choose. There was a couple in Georgia, know nothing about crypto, Bitcoin, and they had a duck farm, and they were on the verge of losing their duck farm. They owed about $100,000 that they had to pay by the end of the week, or they lose that duck farm. Well, one of the partners knew a little bit about computer coding and kept hearing about something called NFTs. So they said, well, maybe we could raise some money with this whole NFT thing. So they made NFTs out of their ducks and then sent it to they had a following, a duck, I guess it's a whole duck farming community, and sent it out there and said, hey, we got some NFTs on our ducks. And it was just pictures. We're not talking about sophisticated pictures. It looked like an 8-year-old drew these pictures of these ducks. They raised $110,000 in 7 days just off the NFTs. They figured out how to use what they're already doing into the blockchain space. There was a little girl who loves to draw, and she draws pictures, and she calls them long necky pictures. So it's always of women dressed up nice, but with long, elongated necks. Whatever, that's her thing. She made NFTs out of it and made $1 million. There's another kid who likes to write children's books. You know what he did? He wrote a book on Bitcoin called The Early Bird Gets the Bitcoin, something like that. He was 9 years old. Amazon bestseller. Before I got into crypto, I was known as the business mindset coach. I've got on my YouTube channel, before I was in crypto, more than 1,000 videos and millions of views about personal development, business coaching, self-improvement. I'm a teacher in that aspect. I'm doing the same thing in crypto, and I created my own business called Ivy League Crypto Academy. So I'm doing the same thing now as I was doing before. I just doing it in the blockchain where the river of money is flowing. So you first have to figure out, what is it your passion? What are you passionate about? What do you love to do? What do you like to do? What do you have the skill set in? And is there already a movement or something happening in the blockchain crypto space where that is? I've had a panelist on that, one of my Morehouse brothers, he's a lawyer and an author. And guess what? There is high demand for lawyers that know anything about crypto law. School's not teaching it yet. So he just said, let me learn about this. I already have my law degree. And he's doing big business. He's already finished his second book. My brother, Eric Guthrie, we'll be having him back soon on this space. He is being asked to speak at this conference, speak to these lawyers all around the country, because he decided he's the first that's really doing it. So let me jump into my slides. I have not done this slide in a while. I got to make sure I got this one right here. This slide is the path of having success with Bitcoin. It is not that difficult. It's a simple process. I didn't say it's going to be easy. It's a simple process. So the path of having success with Bitcoin, one of the things we have to come to grips with and understand is that most people are going to fail in any business financially. Most people will fail financially. 93% don't have good salaries. 95% will not succeed in business. 97% will retire broke, depending on family, government, and friends by the age of 65. Most people do not have $1,000 in their savings account. Most people cannot afford a $400 emergency without going into debt. Just think about that for a second here. This is most people in America, their current circumstances. So doing anything that can bring in some extra money is always going to be a benefit. But I want you to think about this, that the world is changing. Our way of life is changing. Digital currency is the new financial revolution. We all heard of Uber, a transportation company that owns no cars. Amazon, the world's largest retail chain that has no stores. Airbnb, the hotel chain that owns no property. Now we have a financial system with Bitcoin using blockchain technology, not controlled by a government, a business, a CEO, or any single entity. Completely decentralized. Global money, where the value of one Bitcoin in Japan is the same as in the United States, where you don't need a middleman to send it anywhere, and you don't need permission. And it is instantaneous with small minimum fee. on a currency that's considered an asset that is the best performing asset of the past decade, period. Nothing comes close. Does anybody know what the second best performing asset is? If you do, type it in the chat box. What is the second best performing asset? And I'll give you a hint. One of the co-chairs, Charlie Munger, passed away at, what was he, 99 years old or so? Best friends with another billionaire. But in 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin, the world's first global decentralized cryptocurrency. In 2009, Bitcoin's value was less than a penny. In 2010, it was at 40 cents. 2016, $600. 2024, it got all the way up to $73,000. If you would have invested $100 in Bitcoin in 2010, today it would be worth over $18 million. How many of you, no matter how broke you were, oh, Ms. Casa, type that publicly. That's what I want everybody to see. Anybody know the answer to that? I'm still waiting. What is the answer to the second best performing asset of the past decade? And Ms. Casa has it right. Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett. But it is not even close. And he publicly is not a fan of Bitcoin, but he is a fan of blockchain technology. And earlier this week, we showed you what the difference is, that there's blockchain and there's Bitcoin. So he's not a fan of Bitcoin, but he's a fan of blockchain, and he's invested a lot of money, even bought a crypto-friendly bank. So he's saying one thing in one hand and doing something in another. It's another thing that I learned. Oh, I see Gush got it right as well. Berkshire Hathaway, Gush 73. Good job. I never listen to what the millionaires and billionaires say. I just follow what they do. Follow what they do. Don't listen to what they say. But people don't know what blockchain is or what is Bitcoin. But you guys do. The 5-day challenge was back to the basics. Monday night, what is a blockchain? Tuesday night, what is Bitcoin? But people want to know, is it real? Am I too late? How do I buy it? But most importantly, can I spend it? And I have this debate sometimes, not as much as I used to, but people always wanted to challenge me. Bitcoin's not real. It's fake money. Even Donald Trump said it was fake money. It's a Ponzi scheme. Really? Then why is the IRS taxing it? If Bitcoin was monopoly money made out of thin air with no backing, why is the IRS taxing it? Number two, if you were paying attention, and those of you in Inner Circle, we learned this together, that the IRS is not only taxing you on it, but they're now offering in 2025, going into 2026, that you can pay your taxes in crypto. What? So you want to tell me that it's not real? Yeah, last night I showed you how to buy it. And no, you're not too late. And you definitely can spend it. It's one of the mistakes I made in crypto. My first 3 to 4 years, I lived off my crypto, which was a big mistake. I didn't know. I didn't know how valuable it was going to become. But yes, you can even spend it. I also learned that there's 4 keys to crypto success. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Well, still to this day, I value education. Do you understand my Inner Circle crypto talk that we do? It's not because I'm trying to be entertaining for any of you guys. It's because that's my time to learn, and I'm just turning on the camera, going live, and taking you with me. Every day I'm learning something new. If you're not in a position to learn something new, you're going to be left behind. That's the difference between ILCA and going to find a video on YouTube. When people say, bro, I don't need to pay for Brandon stuff. I'll just go to YouTube. Those videos are already outdated the moment it's uploaded. I have constant new content daily. So what's the difference between you and other so-called crypto gurus out there? I don't call myself a guru. I don't call myself an expert. I call myself crypto versed that's always willing to learn more as this continues to change. Education is key. It is everything. Number two, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. See, this is an easy one for me because I am scared of going down like a lot of these people do, where they're putting their life savings, they're putting their car note, they're putting their paycheck in, their grocery money, because they hear about some other cat that made a lot of money and he's showing off on Facebook and he's saying, if you join me and you join this thing, you're going to make this type of money too. And most of them have no crypto education, but they're ready to put a whole lot of money in and gamble on it like they're going to Vegas. So I learned something. Anytime I'm approached with any business or any way to make money in crypto, I start off with, I don't believe you. I don't believe you're going to be able to do what you say you're going to do. Not because I'm trying to be mean, but because this is a brand new space and what you're doing has never been done before, which means there's going to be far more failures than successes. Do you understand how venture capitals work? You know, if you have a $10 million VC, you don't put all 10 million on one company. In fact, you're probably only going to use 10% of that money, $100,000, $1 million, and you'll find 8 to 10 brand new businesses and give them $100,000 each, knowing that 8 of them are going to fail. You just don't know which 8, but 2 may succeed. And any one of those can turn that 100,000 into worth 5 million or 20 million. You hear what happened with Kobe Bryant? I forgot the name of the juice company. He put, I think, $8 million in or so, 7 million in. After he passed away, that company was sold. Another company bought it for a couple of $billion. Kobe Bryant's family got paid. They made over $400 million on that transaction. It was a brand new company. There was no guarantee it was going to succeed. Many of them fail. So every opportunity that comes to me, I act as if it's going to fail by 90%. And then I ask myself, if it succeeds by 10%, can I still make a profit? If the answer is yes, I move forward and I take a risk with money I can afford to lose. I don't go all in. And in fact, Miss Casa, that reminds me, I have another story for you just today. I don't go in with money I cannot afford to lose. The next rule, always get your investment back as fast as possible. This is another trap that people have. It's like the casino trap. You know, they always say the house always wins, even if you think you're on a winning streak, because that person just can't stop. Look, you're ahead. You're winning. Stop while you're ahead. And they just never do. Same thing happens in crypto. I see this all the time with the Forex crypto compounding programs, where people see themselves making so much money and it's just growing and growing and growing. You're like, okay, yeah, I know I can get it out, but I can get more. I even have a personal story on this where I was a part of one of these things. I was making a lot of money. However, I pulled the money that I invested in it out as soon as I made it back first, and then anything after was extra. But because I did that, I wasn't making as much as some of the other people around me who did not pull out. And I started to see the writing on the walls. I said, you know what? This doesn't look good. This thing might come to an end. You might want to start pulling your money out. Don't keep reinvesting. Don't keep compounding. I told one gentleman this in particular. and he was making a lot of money. So much so, he paid for an entire week's vacation in one of the Caribbean islands for not just his own personal family, wife and kids, but his extended family and his parents and brothers and sisters. Thank you, Loretta. That's the one. Body armor. Sold for 5.6 billion. Kobe. And he took his entire family on that trip. Got to cost me 40 something thousand dollars or something like that to rent. And it was like all these gondolas. He rented the whole thing, and they had a private beach. He was doing it up. But he was on pace that if things kept going the way it was going, he would have made $1 million by the end of the year. I told him to pull out the money, at least the money he put in and a little bit extra, and let the rest ride. But if he did that, with the calculations, it would have taken him another 6 months to get to where he wanted to go. And he was like, no, that's going to take me 6 months longer. I need to get this money now. I said, then let it take you 6 months longer. So what? He didn't listen. He lost it all. So if you at least get your money back, even if the thing doesn't work, and sometimes you have no control over it. And because something fails doesn't mean it was a scam because it failed. Businesses fail. Most businesses don't succeed. I'm proud to say ILCA is 2.5 years old. We've gone beyond the window of failure. I'm not going anywhere with this. So if you get your money back and something fails, at least you didn't lose your house. So always get your investment back. Anything I get in, I figure it should take anywhere between 3 to 5 months on the low end to make your money back in anything that you're doing. 3 to 5 months. And so if it's a good project, it will keep going more than 5 or 6 months. Where do you see yourself in the future? What does that mean? But you've got to have short-term and long-term goals. Where do you see yourself in the future? What are you trying to reach? What are your financial aspirations? Because having these different goals, you have a different strategy on how you approach certain things, whether you're going to be risky or whether you're going to be conservative. So once you figure out what your goals are, short-term and long-term, and then you want to start to look at what vehicles can I get involved with that's going to help me to get to that goal. That's what you look for. And then you take action, stay focused, and do not get distracted. The other problem in the crypto space is that there is always a new shiny object. There is always a new token launch, always a new company, always a new idea, always the ability to get into a good brand new start on something. And people get FOMO, fear of missing out. And they're afraid to say no because they think if they say no and their friend who said yes, their friend's going to be living it high life in a year and you missed out. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it doesn't. Most times it doesn't. But you've got to be careful. You can't say yes to everything. And sometimes that means saying no to a great opportunity. This is the part that a lot of people don't get. I get pitched 10 to 15 times a day. And the people don't understand that when I say no, I'm not saying no because I think your opportunity is bad. I'm saying no because it's not the right time for me right now, and I'm focused on what I'm doing. I can't be a part of everything. If you're a part of everything, nothing works. Well, Brandon, shouldn't you have multiple streams of income? Absolutely, and I do. But I don't add a new stream of income until I've secured at least one stream of income. So once you've got one stream of income secured and down, then add on it, then add on that, then add on that. The average millionaire has 6 to 7 different streams of income. But they didn't start that way. You had to start with just one first and then grow. And then the more resources you have allows you to be able to take extra risks if you want to on an opportunity. Allows you to try something out. And you're not going to be hurt if it fails. It's not going to impact your bottom line because these other things is taking care of your monthly expenses. So these are the 4 rules I live by in crypto. Now, following these rules is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. I can guarantee you will lose money in this space. So if you cannot stomach the idea of losing some dollars, do not get involved in crypto, period. Do not get involved in the stock market. Do not get involved in precious metals. Do not get involved in real estate. If you can't stomach the idea that you might lose money, I guarantee you will lose. I don't know where, I don't know when, I don't know how much. What I do know is that based on your education, you will minimize how much you lose and you will win far more than you lose. Not even Mike Jordan had a perfect season. And he's missed more shots than he's taken. But you got to take the shots, but you got to be smart about it as well. So these are the 4 rules I live by, and they have served me very well, very well. So 5 tips to investing in crypto. Number 1, do your own homework. Don't just rely on some fancy, slick talking person that's talking about an opportunity, including me. Do your own homework. What might be good for me and the timing right for me may not be right for you. I move a certain way. You may not be able to move the way I move. So if I'm talking about something that sounds great and everything, you got to check, is this good enough for you? Most leaders out there will never say what I just said because they're so wrapped in their own self and really don't care about your well-being. They just want your money. Come follow me. I don't care if you get hurt. I actually do. So there's things that I do that you shouldn't be involved in because you're not ready for it yet. So do your own homework, which means if you are crypto educated, then you're able to discern if the opportunity is good for you, regardless of whatever the promoter or speaker is talking about. Do your own homework. Always proceed with caution. Like I said, I never trust anything that I see somebody talking about. Of course, they're going to talk great about their opportunity. Of course, they're going to talk about how much money you can make. I'm going to look at this from the outside, and I'm going to proceed with caution. That has also served me very well, where I could afford to done more, but I held back just in case. That has served me very, very well. Diversify effectively. That goes back to you can't be involved in everything, but you don't want to be involved in just one thing. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. You don't want to just have one crypto coin. Although, if all you want to do is focus on Bitcoin, you can do that. But have a diversified portfolio, especially if once you learn more, you start hearing about other projects and they've got tokens backing them, you can start to diversify yourself effectively. Keep your coins in secure wallets. This is what we talked about last night. You do not want to keep your coins on any exchange, period. No centralized exchange. Only decentralized. The only centralized service I would acknowledge would be the ETFs like BlackRock, because you're not actually buying the coin. They own the coin. You're just buying a position. It's like you're leasing from them and you're paying them a fee for them to, give you access to the market volatility going up and down. But those are registered, so they can't screw you over. But a regular exchange like Binance or Coinbase, and you just want to keep your coin, no, not at all. Prepare for volatility. Understand that there will be volatility. I used to say this in personal development, that whenever I share my story that I walked off my job in 2012, and you think, is that the end? Is that the Cinderella story? Does that mean that life is going to be great for the rest of your life? No. There are always going to be challenges. There's always going to be ups and downs. There's peaks and valleys in every business. Doesn't matter how great your business is. Sometimes the market can dictate things going a certain way. Like I already know the months of July, August, and December are the worst times in my business because that's when you have the least amount of sales going on because people are on vacation. They're enjoying themselves. They're getting ready for school. They're not thinking about business. And then Christmas, people take off. Christmas. They're not thinking about nothing until January. So I make sure I prepare for those months when the market is like this. So in personal development, I said, never get too excited when you're up and don't get too depressed when things go down. Be in the middle. Be in the middle. The same thing in this crypto market. There's volatility. There's times it's going to go high. There's times it's going to come low. You cannot act and move based on emotions in this space. It will cost you. I made that mistake once. Even looking back on it, I was right in my assumptions, but I missed out on an opportunity. Like I play it back in my head. Could I have done anything different? And actually, even knowing what I know now, no. I could not go back and say, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to, no, because it would have hurt me. It would have benefited me short term, but it would have hurt me long term. But that's for another story. But you can't have emotions in this space. You will lose every time. Now, there are many different ways. Oh, I wanted to delete this slide, but there are many different ways that an individual can earn Bitcoin online. And this is what I was talking about based on what is your background? What is it that you're currently doing? One thing is you want to be involved in making money-making activities or doing money-making activities. Like if I remember the training I got when I was in direct sales for the very first time, and I was at a Saturday, Super Saturday training is what we called it. You had to go down to the hotel on a Saturday morning and you're there all day. And they said, you have something called busy work, and then you have something called money-making work, money-making activities. Busy work is sharpening all my pencils. Yeah, I got my notebooks ready so I could take my notes and write down all of my customers. I've got my books that I'm reading for personal development, like Willie Davis, how I beat the money game. I ordered Think and Grow Rich, and I got Rich Dad Poor Dad. Yeah, I downloaded the training from last week, so I'm going to be watching that this weekend. Yeah, I took some good notes. You're busy, but ain't none of that making you money. Money making opportunities. Who did you talk to today? Did you present the opportunity to anybody? Did you show the product? Did you make any sales? Did you actually promote, money making activities? So you got to think short term versus long term. There's a difference. You got to learn how to trade. This is a skill that nobody could take from you. If you want to be in crypto, I tell you, it is mandatory. You need to learn how to trade. That doesn't mean that you become a day trader. That doesn't mean that you're actually trading at all. But knowing how means you're going to know how to read the charts. You're going to understand the market movements. You're going to understand when you see a headline in the news, and you'll have an idea on what's about to happen in the market. I do this all the time in Crypto Talk. I make predictions and they come true. And everyone, well, how'd you know that, Brandon? I know how to read the charts. I haven't done any actual day trading, real trading in maybe 6 months. I know how, but that's not my cup of tea. When I first got started, how did I get started in this space and making money? Was trading. I started with $30 and I flipped that to 6 figures in 3.5 months. Not all of that came from trading, but the seed money I needed to invest in other things came from trading. I flipped that $30 into $700 in a month and a half. My very first trade, I made 3% on my very first trade. And I was dancing for joy. Now, what's 3% of $30? That ain't a lot of money. But in my mind, I said, wait a minute, if I can make 3% on this trade, what if I was trading with $10,000? That's $300. What if I can average 3% a day? That's $300 a day. Month, that's not what, $9,000 a month? Are you kidding me? But it wasn't for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like the day trading stuff. There are people out there that love that stuff. So I modified the trading, but knowing how to comes in handy with my ability to make some accurate predictions, and I can make movements as necessary. Mining is another way. Not so much like the old days of, getting some mining rigs and plugging it into your home and paying for the electricity. It's impossible for any individual to mine Bitcoin by themselves. If you're doing any type of Bitcoin mining, it's part of a group, a network, but you can't do it by yourselves anymore. But the new form of mining now is using things called nodes. Nodes. I have probably 24 active nodes working for me right now, printing out crypto coins on a daily basis from multiple different projects. The newest term of mining that this community might have been exposed to is through a move to earn app we're a part of called Get Fit Mining, where you purchase miners, and the miners is taking the data from your phone of all your physical activity and rewarding you in crypto tokens every single day. Instead of electricity powering the miner, your physical activity is what's powering it and getting you crypto tokens on a daily basis. Mining is a great way to start to receive and earning some income on top of you trading. Investing in coins. A lot of people, this is probably the number one way people are looking to make a lot of money. They say, I want to get into the next Shiba Inu, buy it cheap, and then you want to see it go to the moon so that you can cash out and be a millionaire. That's the 95% dream for people that get into crypto. But how do you find the right coin? I mean, dozens of them come out every single day, and 95% of them are crap coins. They're scams. How do you find the right ones? That's where your education comes in, and being a part of a community like ILCA, well, we can vet these things out. We can sniff them out, and we can tell which one's legitimate and which one's not. And being a part of our community, you get exposed to a project like Get Fit that just launched the Avalanche token at 30. We got it at 30 cents, and it got all the way to $4.90 in 2 days. People made thousands of dollars in 24 hours. That's our latest proof. Right now, we're still sitting at over 300% gain this week. Our community was a part of that. So investing in coins. Investing in projects. This is how you're going to get wealthy. You can make some money, maybe get rich off of coins and trading and mining, but wealth is off of the projects. See, whenever there's a Bitcoin expo or something going on and I go, I don't care about sitting in the audience listening to whatever clowns on stage just talking to impress everybody. I'm walking the floor. I want to see all the booths. I want to see all the new businesses that have new ideas that they're trying to bring to blockchain. I want to see which one of those might end up becoming the next Amazon, the next Facebook, the next Microsoft, the next Twitter. Those are the ones you want to look for, and then see not how can I buy your coin, how can I invest in your company? How can I get a piece of it? Because next thing you know, maybe if you put $25,000 on that company, in 5 years it's worth $5 million for you. That's where the VCs. My ultimate goal is to have a VC, a venture capital business myself, worth $10 million. And its only goal is to invest in other startup companies. I only need one or two of them to work. One or two of them can end up making me $100 million. Investing in projects will make you wealthy. finding the right projects. And a lot of times you have to be careful with this. The idea can be great, but can they actually pull it off? That's the most difficult thing. Everything can look good on paper. Everything can sound logical and make sense, but do they have the team with the right talent to pull it off? That's why a lot of businesses, if you're a high profile stock trader, you're not just looking at an idea of a company. Who's running the company? What family's behind it? What connections do they have? Watch that movie, Succession. Not movie, the TV show, Succession, or even Billions. It goes more than just the project. What about the team behind it? Can they pull it off? It's things you got to look into. And if you don't have any of that, then we fall back on what Robert Kiyosaki said. He said, if I was in a position where I'm working a 9 to 5 job, I don't have the resources to go back to school to learn another trade. I don't have the resources to buy property and assets. I'm literally starting from scratch and I need to have extra income. I would join a direct selling network marketing company. Because there, if you are hungry, as Les Brown says, and you're willing to go to work, your income potential is unlimited. See, if you're on a 9 to 5 job and you're hungry and you're willing to go to work, you're still capped at how much you can make based on whatever your salary is, and hopes that maybe your hard work will get you promoted. Well, how much is your income going to jump on that? I remember back in the day, I used to say this all the time. Even if you're on your job right now, you're busting your butt, why don't you look at the person above you, 2 to 3 levels above you, and see their lifestyle and ask yourself, do you want to have their lifestyle? And 9 times out of 10 is no. They're just in bad shape as you. They're just on a higher level of broke. But a network marketing company, there's no barriers. If you learn the right skill set, you could just sell more products than anybody else and make more money, as much money as you want to make. And then you use that money not to go out and live on, but you use that money to build your crypto and portfolio. When 2000, here's a personal story from me. I got started in network marketing in 1998, my senior year at Morehouse. And I didn't have any major success, but I learned a lot. When I left ACN, what was that, 2006? There was the exodus at that time, a major split inside of ACN. And I left direct sales and I was just working my 9 to 5 job. And as at that time, I decided to go back to school. And I went back to school to earn a master's degree in teaching education. I never finished that. And the problem was my last semester, 2 semesters, I had to do what they called, it was 8 weeks of in-class teaching that I wasn't going to get paid for. I wasn't in a position to afford the ability to do that with no income coming in for 2 months. So I said, I'll finish that another time. But then 2008 happened, the financial collapse. And in the beginning of 2009, at the end of January, I was laid off from my job. So while I was looking for another job, I made the decision, you know what? I don't want to be in this position again. I've got a family to take care of. I have a college degree. This is embarrassing. I'm a man. I'm trying to take care of my family, and I don't like not having control. Let me get back to direct sales. At least that is a way out. So that's when I got back into the network marketing in 2009, going to 2010. I really put my head down, went to work, learned certain skills, and started to have a lot of success in 2011. But there's some personal development things that happened then. I talk about on The Secret, and that's on a whole other talk. We'll talk about on entrepreneurship in ILCA. I'll tell that story. But it was the direct sales company that 2 years after that, 2012, I was earning 3 times the amount of money that I was on my job. And I fired my boss and I walked off my job, and I've never looked back since. And then I took that money to do everything to get to where I am now. Network marketing opportunities. Here's something else you can do for those that are technically challenged. They're not going to really get all this stuff. They're not going to learn all of this stuff. Really, for the baby boomers and my mom, dollar cost averaging. You don't have to know or understand crypto or Bitcoin to do this. What this means is set yourself up with a budget. Decide how much you're willing to invest short and long term. That can be $50 a week, $50 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month. Doesn't matter. You come up with the amount, and that you're just going to buy Bitcoin every single time, regardless of the price. So instead of some, well, I can't afford $67,000, instead of buying it all at one time, buy pieces of it and let it add up over time. Next thing you know, in a year or 2 years, you might be surprised, if you never touch it, how much you have. I remember I had my mom doing this, and then Bitcoin exploded, skyrocketed. And one day she didn't look at her account for like 3 months, and she looked at it, and she called me up, and she was doing the church dance and everything. It just blew her away on how much money was there. I said, don't even worry about what the price of it is or where it's at. Just continue to buy every single month or week or bi-week or every 2 months, whatever you can do. But don't touch it for the next 5 years. Going into the next Bitcoin halving is 2028, which means the next explosion after that will be 2029, right before 2030. That's how long you want to continue to do this. You will be in the top 1% asset holders in the world if you do that. The goal is accumulation of crypto assets, which means sometimes you'll be buying when the market is down, and sometimes you're buying when the market is up. Do not worry about what the cost of the asset is today. Our goal is, where will it be in the long run? And understand, again, as emotions, there's no crying in baseball, just like a league of their own. You can't be emotional in the space. You will lose based on if you do any actions based on emotions, you'll lose every time. Also, again, as I am not a licensed financial advisor to give financial advice, I will state this publicly: always pay your taxes. Do not attempt to use crypto to avoid taxes. All right? Do not. Always pay your taxes. The tax man will always win at the end of the day. Even if you think you got away for it 2 to 3 years, they'll come back on you. Now, the people who understand the power of Bitcoin in this era will be one step closer to finding their financial freedom. No statement could be any truer than this. Now that you've gone through our 5 days hearing about Bitcoin back to the basics, we extend an invitation for you to join our community. So our community is ILCA, stands for Ivy League Crypto Academy. I've been teaching crypto for 7 years. ILCA is only 2.5 years old. We are the global training center where we want to teach you everything you need to know through Bitcoin lessons. The very first 3 Bitcoin lessons I created was Bitcoin 101, which you saw some of this week. Each of our lessons has about 15 videos in them. You saw 4 of Bitcoin 101. Then we have Crypto Advanced and how to trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. These were the first 3 videos or courses I had. The first company using my course made $5 million in a year and a half. Using my courses, just these 3. Since then, when I launched ILCA, I created one more course called The Internet of Things back in 2022. Since then, I've created 6 more. DeFi, NFTs, Metaverse, Web3, tokenization, artificial intelligence. since then. We got 6 more courses. All of our training is done by streaming video. You're going to learn how to buy your first Satoshi. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. Store your Bitcoin safely in crypto wallets. Purchase and sell with Bitcoin. Trade cryptocurrencies and learn how altcoins even work. Now, here's an example of Bitcoin 101 with 15 lessons. This course is designed to take you through the history of Bitcoin and blockchain technology. Each video is designed to take you through a step-by-step process to know the fundamentals of the technology and how it works. Once you have completed this course, you will have a more than a basic functioning understanding of blockchain, how to purchase Bitcoin, and how to use it. So what do you do now? Well, you've already done the first part. You joined our 5-day challenge. Those of you on YouTube right now, that's what you're doing. There was no cost to this. We showed you all of this at no charge this week. I used to do this around the country before COVID on Saturday afternoons. I don't know if Melanie Davis is on here, but she was at the very first one in Chicago that I did, the very first 5-day challenge. But then we also now invite you to be a VIP member. A VIP member means that you now have backstage pass to us. Those of you see on Zoom with us, they're VIP members. How do you be a VIP member? Well, you have to join our inner circle. $49 a month to be in our inner circle. So in the inner circle, not only are you getting VIP access, where you have the ability to answer questions, you will also get all of the recordings of our previous 5-day challenges that you can always go back on. See, one thing that I know about learning something new for the first time, everything that I said this week, your brain accumulated 15 to 20% of everything that I said. In fact, the only thing you're really going to remember is how did you feel about this process more than anything else? Did this make you feel good? Feel comfortable? But when you watch things over and over and over again, they start to make sense. We have members in our community who have seen me do these lessons 7 or 8 times, and the 8th time they see it, all of a sudden an aha moment goes off. So you have access to all of the recordings that you can go back and get to at any given time. You're also going to be able to be a part of our crypto talks that I do Monday through Thursday for 30 to 45 minutes. We're covering the charts, we're covering the news, we're covering geopolitics on how it's going to impact the markets. Soon, I'll be getting back into 1 or 2 of those days will all be about trading. We have a platform that allows us to trade in a safe manner, that we control our own money at all times. So we'll be doing that and other special things in our inner circle. You know, I charge $250 an hour for my time. You're getting almost 6 hours a week for $49 a month. Real value is probably about $1,000 a month for this. But you're getting it for 49 bucks. So access to all of my, oh, I need to change this one up. Same information, different price though. So you got our 5-day challenge, VIP member, inner circle. We've got 10 courses with more than 150 videos in our courses. So I want to show you for our membership. Number one, let me share screen. Right. Yeah, there we go. Now you saw some of this last night with Miss Casa. All right, so first, to become in the inner circle, you go to ilcacryptonews.com. ilcacryptonews.com. $49.97 be in our inner circle. Just click on I want to be in the know. Click here. And we also have our Diamond class. Diamond is everything in the inner circle, VIP, plus twice a night or twice a week in the evening, every Tuesday and Wednesday, I do specialized classes. And the Diamond members have access to all of the courses. So if you want to be the Diamond, that is $99 a month. And we're going to go over this even more in detail on ILCA Secrets on Sunday. Sunday night. But our diamond membership for $99 per month, just go to ilcasecrets.com to join our diamond membership. So once you choose one of our memberships, you will have access to a members portal. So this is like if you're a diamond member. So let's say you've signed up, you're going to get welcome emails. Just follow the instructions. Click on Bitcoin 101. And we have all of the lessons right here. So I have a little intro for you. Hello and welcome to Bitcoin 101. Then we've got the very first course, an introduction to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency.
Is there interest?
This is since sort of like you've already seen these this week. Remember, some of these lessons are familiar. What is the blockchain? The birth of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. How do cryptocurrencies work? Where to buy Bitcoin? Coinbase tutorial. Types of wallets, myths and Bitcoins, coins versus tokens. How to use Exodus. And then you even still got those that go through all of these. I still don't get it. So I got a course. Still don't get Bitcoin?
Let's use the park bench.
So I break it down. You still don't get Bitcoin. So outside of Bitcoin 101, then you might go to, all right, I finished those lessons. Then you can go to Crypto Advanced. So an introduction to advanced crypto. I give a little introduction video. All right, welcome back. You guys have already gone through Bitcoin 101, which means and then 15 lessons. What are private keys? Two-factor authentication, cryptocurrency mining. What are IEOs? An introduction to Bitcoin Cash, blah, blah, cryptocurrency exchanges, etc. And this goes on with all 10 of our lessons. Now, let's say you say, well, Brandon, you know, I have a very, very busy schedule. I don't have time to be able to attend the classes and that. Even I really don't have time to listen to those old recordings, but I do want to have access to these videos so I can listen to them at my own time. You can stop, pause, and rewind it. Well, that's fine. If you go to ivyleaguecrypto.info, all of my courses cost $24.99 to get all 10. I have a special right now, 80% off until the end of the month. So that means today is the 26th. By the end of this month, if you use a special promo code EDU20, you get all of these courses for $4.99. All of the recordings. So you'll get a email that will take you to your membership, and you'll have access to all of these courses, and you can get back to them whenever you choose to. However, if you are an Inner Circle member, you're going to get access to all of the VIP recordings and all of the crypto talks. So we showed this last night. You get the crypto talks. If you are a Diamond member, then you will get access to the Diamond courses. If you're a Diamond member, so you get access to all the, if you can't make it live, you can at least see the recordings. So those are our memberships. That is what we're currently offering to join our community. And I got to tell you, after 2.5 years, our community is only getting bigger. It's only getting stronger. We have relaunched ILCA with all the new tools that Ms. Casa showed off to you last night, but the app, and make sure we're going to be doing a special ILCA presentation this coming Sunday night. So get back to whoever invited you, and they will give you the link, the Zoom link for that. That's a special private Zoom link. We have more things coming in August where you'll be able to see our marketing system. You'll be able to see we've created funnels for some of the projects that we're involved in. Even for those of you that want to be able to share ILCA, we have an affiliate side for that as well, that you can earn some money. And even I'm going to be having something brand new, the opportunity to become a partner of ILCA. For those of you who have your own brand and you have your own product that you want to sell, but you don't have the means to put together a platform to package it all together, we have that for you. So we'll be talking about that more in the future as well. What's coming up next is Monday. Let me think, am I going to do this on Monday? I'm doing the ILCA presentation. Yes, I always do it. Monday, I'm going to have a recap call We call it the ILCA 5-day challenge recap, where we're going to recap everything that we covered this past week and let you know what's next as we're coming to the end of the month and rolling on into August. Summertime is almost over, getting ready for the fall. So with that, I want to thank you guys for being here with us tonight. I want to turn it on over to Ms. Casa to allow Q&A to go right ahead. And I look forward to the next 5-day challenge in August will be the week of August 26th, that Monday through that Friday, August 30th. So that's going to be the next 5-day challenge. Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 5 weeks away. That's a long month. August is it's a really long month. So that's going to be our next 5-day challenge. We not only invite you, but we want you to invite others. If you're a part of a crypto community and you can get frustrated by seeing that you see people around you know nothing about crypto and they're hurting your project, they might want to get crypto educated so you can get credit for that. If they decide to purchase anything in ILCA, you're going to get paid for that. So Ms. Casa, let me turn it on over to you.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
All right, you guys, there are 3 things that we ask of you. The first one is please do not unmute your mic until you are asked to do so. The second one is we ask for 2 questions unless there is time for more. And the third one is there are no silly questions. So please, whatever's on your mind, raise your hand and I will call on you. Okay, Miss Loretta, the floor is all yours.
I couldn't resist since no one else was raising their hands. Excellent class, you two. I did have a political function last night and was not able to, but I've been listening to the video, but what I've heard so far, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. One of the things you said tonight, Brandon, or you've said it over many times, and that's education. It's so overwhelming. When you said that, I started putting down words like, where do I start? Miners, blockchain, smart contract. This is not a company. Mining power, staking, trading, selling. And the list
What do
goes
all
on.
these terms mean?
Exchange, the list goes on. Internal, external wallets. It's just so overwhelming. It's almost like, okay, you're saying education, but at the same time, get bit mining and the binary, Binance and the Avalanche is up and live. It's like, it's almost at that point, yes, it was trusting somebody I know, because I wouldn't have had the education to, I'm hearing Lynette talk and she goes through everything, but it's like, you have no idea what all this means, but you don't want to be left behind either. So it's almost, what point do you say, okay, look, I've got to just trust, someone who's been there, who's gone through it, and it's, but I do, because I do my niches, budgeting and that kind of thing. So I know I'm not going to put more than I can lose. So I think that's where my heart was at that point. But again, thank you guys so much. It wasn't really a question. It was just so much. And I only mentioned a few things I wrote down.
Well, Loretta, thank you for participating with us this week. We hope you learned a lot from this. We invite you to join our community. I mean, we're here every day, and you have no choice but to learn.
Yes, I'm on your Mondays and Wednesdays. Get Fit Mining for sure.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you, Loretta.
Yes.
No problem.
Thank you, Miss Loretta. Okay, Miss Judy, the floor is all yours.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to comment and say what another wonderful, wonderful class. I am thoroughly, thoroughly impressed over and over and over again. Every time I take this class, every month that we take it, I have a new aha moment. There's that old saying that that sometimes things are not taught, they're caught. And just new aha moments every single time. And as an aside, this afternoon I found myself in a situation where my timer went off, and I thought, oh, I have to do something very, very quickly. And I knew I had just a limited amount of time in which to do it. And I stopped where I was, and boom, 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 boom. I executed the transactions I needed to execute. It's the more you go through it, the spaced repetition, the more it sticks. And that's pretty much what I wanted to say. So thank you.
Thank you, Judy. And that's what happens, guys. I mean, I can guarantee you next month, I'm going to do the exact same lessons I did now because I'm on this back to the basics trend right now. And I guarantee if you come back next month, you're going to hear something different than you didn't hear this time around, even though I'm going to say the same thing. So repetition is everything. So you're right.
Thank you for that, Miss Judy. Okay, I have a couple of messages of people asking how do they become an affiliate. So I will go ahead and type that link. It's ilcaaffiliates.com, ilcaaffiliates.com, and I will go ahead and type that link in the YouTube for those of you that are asking. Okay, is there anyone else? All right, back to you, Mr. Ivey.
All right. Well, thank you guys once again. It was fun I love doing these things. I love teaching and training. It's a lot of this, not my information, it's my interpretation of it. And I'm learning every single time around because there's new experiences, new things that has happened in the last 30 days that can apply to this knowledge and this information. So we are going to see, could you repeat that for next month? What do we need to repeat for next month? Are you looking for if you're registered, you're already registered for the 5-day challenge. Oh, the date, August 26th, that Monday. Yeah, August 26th through Friday, August 30th. That's the next 5-day challenge. So I love doing this. Let's you want to get in the inner circle. If anything, at least get to the inner circle. And we will be back Monday morning to do trainings. But this Sunday night, we're going to have an ILCA presentation. So we're going to show you what ILCA is all about. And you're going to see some things you haven't seen before on Sunday night. So make sure you come back, and we invite you to bring others. We want to grow this community because the larger this community is, the more profit and the more we learn together. Imagine the Get Fit Money community all being crypto educated. Imagine what we could have done, what could have happened. Instead, I would say maybe 10% of that group's educated, and it's that 10%, the Herschels and the Kens, that made it over the hump because they stuck around to help to educate everybody else who needed their hand held. What if they didn't have to do that? And we were able to spend our time on actually spreading the word with others to see the project instead of trying to figure out how to get in ourselves. That's the power of an educated community. And so that's what we have here. And we invite all of you guys as well. Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Don't worry, I'm not going to run into those dragons. House of Dragons, I'm going to be in front of the TV watching that as well. We'll be done before 9 p.m. Eastern time. All right. With that, thank you guys for being here. I will be this weekend, probably sometime tomorrow. I'm going to upload all 5 of these nights in the membership section under the VIP. So all of you guys on Zoom right now, you'll be able to go back. So Loretta, you'll be able to go back and watch last night's lesson. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ms. Casa. And I will see you guys on Sunday night, and then all of you in the inner circle Monday morning. Take care. Bye-bye.